frustrated with those 2 goals in the first 20? Because we talked before the game and they were the types of goals that you'd have been warning your players about.
Yeah, but they can happen against that lot. It's it can be difficult at times to defend against, as we spoke about. But to be honest, that's not my concentration at the minute. We're not going to face that every week. We'll play Sunderland and they'll be a little bit more pragmatic, and obviously Oxford will be a good side, and MK are coming here soon. So I'd rather concentrate on, for me, the performance, which was miles better than what it was on Saturday. It was more like us. We created numerous opportunities in terms of, you didn't see the keeper making countless saves, but the areas of the field that we were getting in, God knows how many times we were in the opposition's box. It probably treble the amount of times that they were in our box. Just that little bit let us down, that little bit of quality at the right time, whether it was a pass, a shot, a cross, whatever it may be. We just picked the wrong option. And that's what happens sometimes, where you go through a little bit of a spell that we're in at the minute.
I was going to say, when you're having those moments, that's when you concede the goals that perhaps earlier in the season you wouldn't have.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it works both ways. There's a couple of moments in the game today where I'm thinking they've had 3 moments in the first half, and they scored 2. And that does happen when you're on a little spell like we're having at the minute. And you just got to be big enough and brave enough to take it on the chin. Like, we're 35 games in, 61 points on the board. I said to the players after the game, no one can take that away from you. You've earned the right to get 61 points. It's there, it's in the bank, no one's going to take it away. We're in a fantastic position. We didn't think we'd be in this position after game 1, but here we are, 33 points to play for. We're in it, we're in the thick of it. And if we perform like we did, and just tighten up a little bit and just be a little bit more streetwise, certain areas, I think we'll be okay.
And you talked about the league position, and I said the same thing to Liam, in the sense that it's easy to forget everything else, because when you get in the middle of it down, especially when you're a fan, you just think about what's going on in the last couple of weeks rather than the broader picture.
Yeah, and that's obviously my job, to make sure that I keep the players in a place where they stay sort of positive and motivated, and that's why we have our little blocks throughout the season and targets, and we fell short a little bit over the last two targets that we've hit, but we've been miles ahead in all the other little targets that we've been setting ourselves. So we are well ahead of where we sort of set ourselves throughout the season at this moment in time, and we want to continue to do that. But for us to continue to do that over the next 11 games, we have to pick up more points than we have done over the last 10 games. So 10 points from 10 games, isn't good enough, and we know that. But momentum can change really, really quickly. We were stood there at Plymouth with 13 minutes to go, winning 3-2, and life was rosy and everything was fine, and it was great, and we were just coming back from a 2-0 and deficit, and as quickly as that changed, and we've had a few defeats since, that can turn around pretty quickly, and probably when you least expect it. And can't think of a better place really than the Stadium of Light. And
that's what I said to Liam, really, and your experienced players, obviously yourself as well, and the coaching staff, but that's what you keep reminding younger players of. These sorts of things do turn around.
They do, if you stick to it and keep going and show a bit of belief, and a little bit of bottle. Nearly said something else then, but no, because I thought, for us to sort of concede the 2 goals how we did, we've shown a bit of courage, to be fair, tonight, because it would have been easy to lose the game 4-5, and I'm not counting the penalty because it's not a penalty, and if that's a penalty then we should have got 2 penalties for the one on Brennan in the first half. So but to concede those 2 goals, we could have gone under and we didn't, and we had them pinned in for long patches of the game, and I was delighted with the way we looked with the 2 strikers. Clearly gutted to see Tom come off with a hamstring injury. That's another one that certainly we could have done without, but I suppose that's it.
Yeah, because I would have asked if you like the 4-4-2, but obviously now Tom presumably is going to be out for a few weeks. It's possibly not going to be possible with what you have.
Maybe. Obviously we've got a couple of players who can play up there, but not to the same effect as what Tom and Callum would. I thought the football was good. We passed the ball really well. We switched the play really well in the first half, and just that little bit of passage, that last moment, let us down a little bit.
there's also the last Tuesday night game for a wee while as well. That must be a sense of relief for you, because a lot of teams, not just your own, every time I hear a League One manager at the moment, I seem to hear them talking about key players being injured.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Oxford game is a target in terms of you know, a little bit of a breather. I suppose we get a breather after Sunderland on Saturday. You know, we've no midweek game, so it's an opportunity to sort of recoup and get hopefully one or two you've seen in the stand tonight. Hopefully get them back on the pitch. And I'm probably no different to most managers up and down the country when it comes to that.
I suppose it's too early to say how bad Tom's injury is. It presumably it was a hamstring, was it? Yeah,
it's definitely a hamstring. Obviously, we won't know I probably won't even know on Thursday. In terms of with them type of things, you've got to let them settle and let the swelling go down and stop bleeding before you get a true indication how bad it is. So I'm guessing if he has a scan Thursday, maybe Friday morning, I might know Friday night, Saturday. So.